Hey guys, welcome to the third set between Leta and Luxury, and I think Luxury might have taken the emotional momentum with that last game. And that we were just about to say in the last game that Luxury sometimes plays suspiciously when he gets down the line. He just gets nervous and falls apart. I know he did against Best in the OSL what was that, quarterfinal? Basically, to go to the OSL finals, just fell apart mentally. Was it the semifinal? I'm trying to remember that. It's not that I didn't remember like the set of matches in the bracket. Like, wait, is that the semi, the quarter, or what the hell did just to call it? Anyway, and also Neo Harmony. That's the name of that frickin' map. Couldn't on the tip of my tongue and couldn't get it. This is gonna be on Byzantium 2, which just tends to favor the more aggressive player. We're gonna have Leta is Terran and Luxury is Zerg as usual. I'm not sure why I decided to throw that out there. Not sure what the difference between Byzantium 1 and Byzantium 2 is. It's like, yeah, I was like, I gotta dump all the stuff that's been in my mind that I couldn't. It was like, yeah, I've finally figured out this, finally figured out that. And by the way, these two players are Zerg and Terran. We have Leta starting in the upper right hand corner as the white Terran, bottom left hand corner we have Luxury as the orange Zerg. I feel at times this is going to hurt Luxury because what Zerg oftentimes do is they'll try to go early Hydralisk, do 2-hatch Hydra, or go for some sort of 9-pool, things like that. Try to deny that second base as long as possible and try to seal an economic advantage from there. Most of the time, I can't remember seeing the last time I saw Medic Marine on this map. Usually you'll see that metal build because it is very, very flexible on this map. But we'll have to see what happens. But at this cross position, it's gonna limit Luxury's ability to reinforce just so much distance on this map. And as a result, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for Leta to take his second base. And once from there, he can just get rolling. And we see how dangerous he is once he gets rolling, especially in that first game again on Neo Harmony. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Luxury showing no lack of creativity. I think that last one was just off complete surprise. Didn't see the Zerglings because he wasn't even thinking of looking for the Zerglings at that stage. Because, yeah, that's wow. I can't ever remember seeing a 5-pool against a Terran, period.
Oh man, and speaking of, you mentioned I think 2-hatch lurks as a possibility. Leta it doesn't look like he's gonna, well, he's going for a 12-hatch first of all. But Leta actually that's one of the, I'm sorry to spoil it for you, Diggity or anyone else, but that's one of the ways that he lost in the OSL tiebreakers, to 2-hatch lurkers from By Hero. And he's going for, actually no, I'm sorry, I'm completely on crack. I don't know why I said 12-hatchery after he already put his pool down.
Yeah, it was over.
Kind of an off day for both of us, I guess. But Leta is going to have his door a little bit blocked off this time, and so he's going to be prepared for some early Zerglings because he does have a spawning pool coming out very early. But also Luxury is not going to be able to scout him until a little bit later. We'll see. He's probably what he's going to do is get enough gas for speed, make some Zerglings to pressure with, and then do an expansion here. Is what I'm expecting, and there he does start pulling the drones off gas, and the metabolic boost is upgrading currently, is what I'm thinking here. But Leta is not going to scout this either until it's too late. Well, not too late. So basically, he's going to have to prepare beforehand, if that makes sense. He's not going to be able to see it and then react to it. He's going to have to kind of do it beforehand. Leta getting a refinery down early again. He's gone for mech every single game so far. Wait, maybe not. He's getting an academy. Never mind. I'm just on crack.
I think he's showing mech and going academy. Yeah.
Stop my crack smoking.
Stop the crack smoking. This is the problem for Luxury going for this quick speedling attack, is he doesn't know where to send his lings initially, and it looks like he's just starting to explore across the map. He's not going to have a unified front. He is going to be able to catch that scouting SCV fairly early, and then at least Leta's going to get the information, hey, there's 2 hatcheries, but nothing more than this. He's got 4 Marines on that front door, and the thing is even with those 3 Marines on that front door, keep in mind game 1, Leta kept the 4 Marines out there when he was going mech anyway. Luxury's not going to have a very good idea of what's going on behind that base, and with that front door seal, that might lead him to believe that he's facing another tech build, but that academy is down before I think even that second barracks, so we might be seeing a quick, I think Leta on the opposite end might have been thinking about going for a quick break, and unfortunately for him, cross-map position is not going to end up working out. We'll see how he transitions. He didn't obviously know what spawn Luxury is out at that stage, obviously, but I think with this, just because of the distance on the map, because the Zerglings have been scattered to this stage, Luxury's better off not worrying. Yeah, he's already got that Medic Marine Force out on the ground. Let's see if he produces a Fire Bat alongside. He's going to have a lot of Medic Marines out very quickly, and that's going to allow him to put on pressure and take an expansion at the same time. Not a lot of Zerglings to counteract this, and that's going to force Luxury to probably put down a Sunken Colony faster than he wanted to. Able to kill the Scouting SCV, but again, he's not going to be able to deny that expansion any faster than he really wants to. But I like this strategy from Leta. It allows him to be aggressive, and it also allows him to be kind of annoying at the same time. But now Luxury has seen this, and this is again going to cause, it's just kind of an overall good thing to do, I think, on this map. It's a good solid build. He can go up, he can put pressure, he can force Luxury to put down Sunken Colonies. At the same time, he can take his expansion, so he's basically hurting Luxury's economy with that Sunken Colony production and taking expansion at the simultaneously, and maintaining kind of that level of tech. Luxury putting down that Sunken Colony preemptively now. And then he also has that attack grouping on the ground. So anyway, good strategy early, nevertheless, and I think that's a good game plan for this map because, again, aggression pays off. 2 more barracks going down immediately after this, and a Fire Bat at that gap just in case any Zerglings got a little frisky there. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm very curious about that. I did not expect to see an Overcool or any early Zergling sort of build from Luxury, just because the scouting on this map, it's very hard to find your Terran opponent, and it just did not pay off for him. I think he was hoping to scout first off and just get lucky. Unfortunately, he did not scout first off, even though I know I said, hey, maybe a 9-pool at the beginning to stop that base. Engineering Bay already going down the opposite end. I feel like Leta's off to a great start. Luxury still in that 3 hatchery build, though. He can still get Mulisks, and Mulisks very strong in this map just because they can go basically everywhere, you know, lap over that secondary. There's a lot of area they can harass in that open field. Have a hard time getting to the supply lines, but can at least harass that secondary. He does have that Spire going up, so he is in fact going for that. Now that I've talked for I think 3 minutes straight or so, go ahead, Moletrap. Maybe.
I was like, geez, when are you going to stop talking? Gosh. Because suddenly I have Napoleon Dynamite. But, gosh. They're my tots. Anyway, sorry. Moving on.
Best commentary ever.
Best commentary ever. Yeah, sorry about that whole calling things mech in the very beginning. He was just getting gas for early stim upgrade is what he was doing to try and get a break going if he could. But now he's just had to fall back. He did force Luxury to get a couple Sunkens early on, which his economy... Oh, Zergling's on hold position. One gets killed. Oh, sniping the Zergling. And now I believe he's upgrading range at that academy. So, and he's getting a factory up as well. So probably not. I mean, now that doesn't. For those of you that don't watch a lot of this stuff, that doesn't mean he's going mech. That's kind of mech has been doing a lot lately. So people get excited when there's a factory, but really it just means he's just going to get some siege tanks out so he can deal with the sunken colonies at the natural expansion there, and try and get some damage in that way. And that's probably what he's going to go for after the Mutalisk Harass, is try and go for a break there with siege tanks. Or the other, I keep shooking myself here by talking about something and then it doesn't happen. But the other possibility then, which is exactly what's happening, is he's going to use the factory, get quick starport to get science vessels out quickly. And really that's kind of more Leta's style, so that's what I would have expected anyway. So that makes a lot of sense. He's got turrets up, he's got medic marine groups running around to support the turrets, and so he's going to be well prepared for this Mutalisk Harass. But it's really going to be good for Luxury. He's getting that 3rd base up now. The Mutalisks are en route, and like you said earlier, the cross positions is just going to make it so that it's going to be really difficult for Leta to counter push, and it's going to be such a huge amount of map space that Luxury can use to slow him down. He's going to have a lot of tech up, and probably even a 4th base up by the time Leta gets out to do any damage to him.
I feel like, though, because between the cross-map position, top right, top left, basically Leta has a shorter reinforcement point. Luxury wants to make sure that base is hidden. Instead of taking the 6 o'clock, which is usually what you'll see Zerg players take when they're playing a little bit safer, Luxury immediately going for that upper left-hand base and not going for the natural on it, obviously. Firebat's getting picked off here and there. But Leta already rolling, and he's already got that science facility coming up online in not too long, and Luxury nowhere near his 3rd gas. He just started that hatchery not too long ago. So I don't know that I feel like he's behind on that tech battle. There's a lot of medic marines on the ground. Luxury is being forced, just because of the size of that force, to just kind of menacingly move those Mutalisks out and try to do what he can to whittle it down to pick one off. And Weapons 1 now online, which is going to make it a lot more difficult to do that. Bringing those Mutalisks home, which could be a big mistake, because if he brings those Mutalisks home and Leta manages to sneak a scout out, he's got some Zerglings there that it kind of, or if there even is a comsat, I don't see any way that Luxury is going to be able to defend that upper left-hand base. Basically, I think if Leta sees that base in that upper left-hand corner right now, there's no way Luxury can hold it. There's no way he can do anything about it. And the other problem is he can't get contained right now. If he manages, Luxury's in a bad position, because you can see he's just moving across. He's got to rely entirely on his Mutalisk micro and keeping those Mutalisks alive and just whittling this force down to get lurkers up, essentially, to defend his base. Otherwise, he's going to get pinned in, maybe to get some sunken colonies up into that upper left-hand base to try to defend against this alongside. That I don't think he's going to be able to cycle lurkers up there in time. Able to pick off the fire bats well enough, so that'll help make Zerglings more viable. And he's doing an excellent job. Leta being very poor in his play right here, just stimming a little bit when he really didn't need to, and he's just stimmed a bit too much, drained that medic energy, and as a result lost a big opportunity. He's going to have to come home, so things working out well for Luxury there. Tank underneath, so he'll probably try to make another shot, but that bought Luxury a lot of time there. Now switching to Hive Tech, he's got that third base, so we'll see how this pans out. I got to say, both players not looking too shabby.
Yeah, if he gets a Radiate online, though, that is going to shut down these Mutalisks, definitely. And Luxury doesn't have a whole lot besides those Mutalisks right now at the moment. But I'm really surprised Luxury being a little bit timid with his Mutalisk harassment there. I mean, there was a decent force of Medic Marines there, but I think if worst came to worst, he could have done some more damage there, although maybe he didn't feel he'd need to as long as Leta was in his base, and so he didn't even draw Marine blood at all until Leta had moved out of his base there. So that was kind of interesting. But now Leta moving out, now he does have actually the siege tanks as well as the science vessel, but Luxury already has lurkers out at this point, and he's going to be able to put them on ramps and what have you and stop things from happening, so stop Leta from pushing too hard against any certain direction there. But he has the science vessel out and the tanks, so the lurkers have basically already been countered as well, despite the fact that managed to get them out in time. There's a lot of lurkers being hatched there, though. And Hive Tech. Oh my gosh! Greater Spire! Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. He's got those Mutalisks around. If he can get the Greater Spire up and get some Guardians in, he may be able to... Oh, he's going after the second Science Vessel. Second Science Vessel gets picked off en route to Leta's forces. And that is a good way to go, using those Mutalisks to pick off reinforcements instead of trying to engage with them. And he's got a lot of lurkers from behind. He's got a lot of lurkers in front, and we're gonna see a big pincher attack here in a minute.
Yeah, it's really hard for Zerg players right here, because it's a Zergling funnel, it's a troop funnel. It's you can kind of pin troops in between, but it still doesn't mean you can take care of them. For a second there, I thought Luxury was going to go for a counterattack across the middle, because Leta didn't have a lot of forces at home base. I think he might have been a little bit better off doing that, because even if he lost his expansion, he might have done some counter damage. At the moment, he's not going to be able to hold the secondary all, which is really going to hurt going into a Greater Spire build. But it looks like he's not going to bother. He's just going to try to hold this as long as possible, leave his Mutalisks towards Leta's base, more from there, and then push in otherwise, and just hope he doesn't have a lot of science vessels out. And the question is who is going to work out better? I think Luxury needs to just conserve his troops. He's not going to be able to hold that ramp. Wow, just giving up that ramp. He's not going to be able to hold it at all, and he's probably going to end up losing that hatchery, which is in siege range as well. So just gambling everything on the Greater Spire, on the Guardians that are going to be morphing momentarily. And now it's going to be an elimination match. Who can eliminate who first? And I think the advantage is going to go to Leta in that regard. He's just got such a large force. Oh, but his Medic Marines, way separated from his tanks. Those lurkers should be able to sneak behind. Going to be able to pick... Oh, beautiful. Wow. Nice response. Getting that defensive. And, Luxury carelessly losing some Guardians. And it looks like the rest of that defense matrix managed to save those tanks on the front edge as well. Things falling apart for Luxury. That upper left-hand base, Medic Marines on the minimap pressing there. Science Vessel there to irradiate. Medic Marines pulling out. And between the irradiation and everything else, their racer trick, those Guardians not going to last long. And now Leta at 3 locations has control. Basically, he's got the Guardians under control. I think those Medic Marines melted to that upper left-hand corner, but otherwise, well, maybe not control with the Guardians, but I don't think that's going to last terribly long. But I do think Leta has still managed to win this game. Nevertheless, he's got that Medic Marine force bearing down on the main. He can continue to irradiate. The Raider Spire is going to go down, and those Marines, it looks like just Marines, going to be able to take out that upper left-hand base.
Oh man, so Luxury just trying to hold out for those Guardians and then attack with Guardians, and I think that was doomed for failure from the beginning though. He's managed to get a Nidus Canal and some and down, and it looked like he was building a Defiler Den earlier. I don't know if that got up all the way or not, but he was building it earlier. But he's just so pinned in right now. Leta has such strong control, and Luxury wasn't able to affect too much damage. And Leta has gotten his third base as well. Look at this. Luxury just not even mining it at his main base at the moment, and just being completely pinned in. I don't know if Leta's going to want to try and break down that ramp, but he doesn't need to. All he needs to do is just send reinforcements over to the expansion at the kind of 10 o'clock position and take that out, and then Luxury will be mined out. And oh, the Wraith coming out to finish off the Guardians. Wow, that is just painful. So it looks like Luxury is going to go down in this third game.
Oof, and that's tough fight. I feel like Leta just had two with that again with that early push. He just ended up so far economically ahead at that stage of the game. I thought for a moment that Luxury might be able to equalize things simply because, yeah, the misstims and then kind of that pull back. But yeah, just was waiting for those siege tanks, pulled right back up and went right back out. At least he's buying himself some time here. He's got that swarm. Lays it on the ramp, going to be able to back those tanks off, going to be able to back those Medic Marines out, but it's not going to last very long. You can see the white on the mini-map that's swarming down, and once those science vessels arrive on the scene, which looks like they are right now, that is, you can start, doing the Imperial Death March music right here, and, dun, dun, dun. Anyway, yeah, Leta's going to take this game here. It's just the question of when, not necessarily if, I think.
Yeah, Swarm is the great equalizer for Zerg. Zergs can do a lot with Swarm. They can use very, very, very few units to hold off a lot when there's Swarm. But there's so many Science Vessels out that each Defiler is going to get maybe one Swarm off before it dies. And Leta has Firebats incoming as well. So look at this. Luxury trying to retake his natural expansion. He's just going to get the crap irradiated out of him here in a second with all these Science Vessels in the area. And that's pretty much going to be it. He's going to be able to hold out a little bit longer with this Swarm, but I don't think it's going to last long enough. And look at this. He's trying to get his Spire back up. You got to hand it to Luxury. Even in the face of deadly attacks, he was building his hive, and even in the face of even deadlier attacks, he was building a Defiler Den, trying to get all this stuff going, as if he wasn't under attack. But anyway, yeah, this is just delaying the inevitable, I believe. I mean, theoretically, he could pull off some kind of a miracle if Leta made a big mistake and attacked into lurkers or something like that. But it's pretty much sealed at this point, as long as Leta doesn't do something really stupid, which he did again in his game against Fantasy. But oh, and there's a dozen Firebats though. Firebats and medics marching towards the front lines. And they're easily going to be able to dispatch with anything under Swarm. Oh, geez, nice Plague on those Medic Marines. Those Zerglings are going to be able to take that whole group out. They normally would not have been able to, but here comes this, oh my god, another half dozen Firebats following up that first dozen. This is just ridiculous. And oh man, Swarm goes down, but those Firebats are going to be able to do so much damage underneath the Swarm. Plague going off, I don't think it's going to matter though. I think this might be the end. The Defiler has been irradiated. There's another Defiler in play. But just so many Firebats, that is ridiculous.
Wow. It's a wall of flame, basically, is what that is. And I don't mean, like, forum flame here. It's, yeah, he's Luxury trying to stack those lurkers, but when lurkers are stacked and you have Firebats surrounding them, that is the worst possible situation. Leta getting greedy in the meantime, taking a couple expansions. Once again, the natural secondary down. Once again, Luxury relegated to 2 gas and 2 bases. And I'm kind of surprised that Luxury's just kind of happy to contain at that upper left instead of really forcing the attack up. And now actually he's mined out at his main, but still doing okay. Still got expansions out. Those circlings just dying so fast. Irradiate going off, and it looks like that eraser trick going to push up on that drone line once it's done. Ooh! Looks like there was a plague that we missed on those science vessels, though. And all of the science vessels getting taken out. So Luxury putting up a fight. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna win him the game, but at least he's putting up a fight here. So, and a very valiant fight, wearing Leta out to go into game 4. Gas was taken out in the meantime. There is a lurker on the ground, but still Comsat, plenty of Comsat to work with. So I don't know how long that lurker will last. Looks like it's going to last about 2 seconds. As soon as I said that, as soon as that Sunken Colony's down, there should be a GG already. Although I said that a while ago. Leta taking every expansion on the map at this stage, but yeah, there's the GG. So,
oh man,
so Luxury holding on, but yeah, Firebats winning the day. Yeah, I was hoping mutas would come in and rake over all the Firebats.
Plagued Firebats and medics, the mutas just went able to completely destroy them, and as they did to the science vessels first of all. But yeah, Leta's gonna take game 3, and wow, Luxury. We'll see if Luxury, maybe he's gonna cheese again, since that seems to be the only way he can take Leta out.
Moving on to game 3, or game 4, I should say. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.